Under caution here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, let's revisit the AT&T Fastest Pit Crew of the Year award. The fastest pit crew is determined by the winner of each race, the fastest pit times, and your vote. Be sure to text the car number to 2258 for your pit crew choice. Still cleaning up pit entrance, and we're getting words that they will open up pit road next time by, as they're on the backstretch right now. It's Edwards first with Tony Stewart, Martin Truex, Jimmy Johnson, and Kevin Harvick, your top 5, with Greg Biffle in 6th. We'll see what happens when they come out after this next round of pit stops.
I think Carl Edwards served notice right there that he's going to be somebody to contend with if you're going to try to win this race tonight.
Well, if you look at it, you've got a Ford first, a Chevy second, Toyota third, then 2 more Chevys, and then 2 more Fords in the top 7.
Yeah, with that long green flag run we had, it was hard to tell, back through the pack who really had the best car. And they got all bunched up now. It's a little easier to tell. And Carl Edwards' car does look good. Here they come.
All right, let's send it to Dr. Jerry Punch with Carl Edwards.
Oh, they just pitted 14 laps ago, but tires are just that important here. We're going to stack them 3 deep. Edwards, Truex, Stewart on pit road. Carl Edwards, they have finally gotten his car tightened up, maybe a little too tight. Then they make an adjustment. They'll put 4 tires on. Mike.
Doc, prior to the last stop, Martin Truex was a little bit loose off. They made a wedge and air pressure adjustment. Since then, the car has been near perfect. This time around, no adjustments, just tires and fuel, Dave.
Bottom of your screen, second place, Tony Stewart. No panic, just tighten me up a little bit. Still free. Jamie?
And the 42, Juan Pablo Montoya, he has an opening in front of him because 11 of Denny Hamlin is out. Air pressure adjustment, 4 tires for the 42. They're happy. And there goes Tony Stewart. He regains the lead. Marty?
Stewart picks up the race off pit road with Edwards dropping a spot. Jeff Gordon picked up 2, as did Casey Kane picking up 1. Menard picks up 2. Newman picks up 4, coming off pit road, 10th. So we'll continue this second caution here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We'll get back to green flag racing quick.
Labor Day weekend racing at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. A good race for the lead on the track for much of the race's opening third, but one of the drivers involved in that just went out with engine trouble, Denny Hamlin. Meanwhile, after a round of pit stops, it is Tony Stewart who will lead the field to the green flag for this restart with still 175 laps to go. Now, a couple of things have happened after the first round of pit stops. Those 2 Richard Childress Racing cars have been back on the pit lane for subsequent service. Some repairs under the right rear for this 33 car of Clint Boyer. And then Kevin Harvick, there's something missing on his tire.
Yeah, it looks like he had a broken valve stem. I don't know how that happened. Maybe an impact wrench hit it or something, but Kevin felt it right away, said something's wrong. I'm coming back in.
Tires are on backwards, Gil.
They really feel like that?
Way on backwards.
No, we've got a valve stem laying here on the pits like it snapped off.
So we got to come back in.
Just talked to Gil Martin real quick on top of the pit box. Not sure exactly what happened. Sometimes an air wrench can hit the valve stem like that. Either way, they had to come back down pit road and change it out. It was the outside valve stem. That is for the outer tire, if you will, not the inner liner.
All right, David, thanks. Kyle Busch, the free pass. He is in 16th place. A whole pile of cars have gotten the wave around before the restart. We'll catch you up on those. First, it's Edwards in the gray car and Stewart in the red car for the restart.
21 total wave rounds, and we won't be able to give you all by name. Just watch the top of your screen. You'll be able to see the margins and who got back on lead lap side by side as we go through turns 1 and 2.
Well, Carl Edwards couldn't have done a much better job on that restart. I mean, they were dead even at the line. No, he was right with him. You see Martin Truex's car really dancing around on the bottom. Jimmy Johnson takes that 3rd spot away. Oh,
whoa, trouble. Contact. Looks like Biffle trying to hang on to it.
Keep spinning it.
Whoa.
Still coming at you.
No, and Sadler's into the wall.
Except one just tore your nose off. Wrecked pretty good, guys. We got front end damage. He'll try to drive it.
Newman got through. Kyle Busch got through. Sadler did not.
No, Sadler took a hard lick right there. It was a bad break for these 2 cars, but it was a really good break for a pile of cars that took the wave around. We get to come in now and make a stop. Yeah, 16 caught Elliott Sadler just in the right rear quarters. He was sliding back down the track. I don't know if Biffle got hit going into turn 3. Now he's got a fire. They made a long pit stop before. I don't know if they were making an adjustment, but got him back in the pack.
Tough break for Biffle because he had a car that was running pretty consistently. They were working on it. Here, let's go take a look.
3 wide going into that corner. I don't think Biffle ever knew the 39 was there.
Watch the 18, 31. Jeff Burton just gets through.
See, Kevin Harvick, our points leader, he got a little bit of that. Harvick did.
Harvick gets through. Everybody checks up behind. This could have been a lot worse than it was. Circled Kyle Busch.
Yeah, Greg Biffle just didn't know the 39 was there at all. He came down the racetrack.
Burton does a nice job, and that's where Sadler gets tagged.
Man, that's a pretty hard lick to hit on there in that safer barrier.
View from behind. Tough break for Greg Biffle because he had been doing so well lately on board with the 88.
You can see how all this takes place. He's down on the bottom side.
Stay low. Come on low. Come on low. Come
Gas
on
it
low.
up and gets
All
through
clear.
there.
Good job. All clear.
And right along here with Kevin Harvick now. See just how close he came to get and be a part of this. Wow. I'm not sure he did get in contact, but it was close. Yeah. Another hard lick, as you said, for Elliott Sadler, unfortunately.
Okay, list 16 is back in the garage. Dave, what have you found out?
Marty, during that last round of pit stops, we called him the big loser because he lost time on pit road. Well, that was because the lug nut fell behind the wheel on the right front tire exchange. He was running in the 6th position. He restarted 11th and back in that group.
Well, he had top 8 finishes in his last 4 oval track races, including 3 top 4s. And this is going to be costly for him in the chase points. All right, take one more look at it. So this is far from over. We've completed 153 of 325. For most everybody, it's a beautiful evening here at the Sprint Cup race at Atlanta, presented by Pennzoil. But not for a few. One of them being Denny Hamlin, our pole sitter. He was leading the most laps and still has led the most laps of 74 until his engine let go. Jamie Little has caught up with him.
Well, and he was the hands-on favorite to win this race tonight. You just talked to anybody in the garage, Denny, and poof, you're back here in the garage. Any indication right before that happened?
Well, I saw the 20 was off the pace, and it looked like he had an engine problem. And usually where there's one, the 11 team will find the other. We seem to find all the bad luck in Joe Gibbs Racing, but you know, it's frustrating, and you know, it's a 50-50 day. You know, we look at it and we can look at the negative, and that's that we blew up and that reliability is still somewhat of an issue. But the positive is we brought our best car to the racetrack and pretended that this was a chase race and to see where we were going to stack up versus competition when we had to really go. And you know, I was just pacing myself out there, having fun and racing with Tony and those guys. So, you know, I'm going to leave with the 50% that I'm going to stay positive and hopefully know that you know, we've really got a strong race team, and if we can just keep it together, we can really win this championship legitimately. So we just got to keep it together and we'll be all right.
You were one of the few guys that came into this race tonight with not a lot of pressure. Like you said, you were pretending it was the chase. Now all of a sudden there's one race to go before the chase. What does that mean for Richmond looking forward?
Well, it's just I'm thankful that there's only one left because, you know, with the stuff that's going on and you know, us having trouble finishing races, at this point I'm just happy there's only one more race that we could possibly lose points. You know, I would hate to miss that cut simply because of this stuff happening. But, you know, my team deserves better, and we're going to keep digging. And, you know, we know with in 2 weeks, hopefully, when things reset, we're going to be on the positive side of things.
All right, well, Marty, if things shake down the way that things have been happening, he could still clinch tonight. Otherwise, he'll have to do it next week in Richmond.
Well, and you're right, Jamie, because the bad news for Greg Biffle in this most recent collision is good news for Denny Hamlin, because Biffle, you see what his car is looking like back in the garage area. And let's go back and take a look at this, because right now Hamlin is shown in 10th spot instead of 11th, because that's where Greg Biffle now finds himself after this.
Yeah, and this could have been a lot. We'll watch the 33 car of Clint Boyer. He's not too far behind this. He's gotten slowed down. You can see him coming into the picture right now. He really did a good job of getting slowed down, making sure nobody was going to run over him from behind.
Let's watch from Clint's onboard.
3 wide. Rick in front of you. Come low. Come down. Hold your line. Hold your line. Hold your line. Stay up. Stay up. Stay up. Stay up. Hold your line. Go up. Go up. Go up. Stay up. Stay up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Stay in the gas. Come on. Come on.
Good job. Good job.
And as we mentioned, the big loser in this one, Greg Biffle. Doc, what do you have?
Well, Greg sitting in the car back here. He told his spotter, by the way, on the way in that he did not know they were 3 wide over there in the turn when that happened, when he got the contact from behind. As you can see, there are 14 different people here, crew members, working on the front of this car, taking the radiator off, cutting the front horns off the front clip. They're going to put a whole new front section sheet metal on, put a new radiator in it, and they're trying to tape up some of the hoses and exchange some of the hoses. Biffle, 11th in the point standings, and they are scurrying all over this car. Jack Roush is back here. Doug Yates, the engine builder, is back here as they are trying to get now. They will have cut the front of the car away and will move that whole section out with the damaged radiator. As they will now pull the other section in, put the new radiator in, and try to get Greg back on the racetrack. 135-point buffer is what he had between himself and Clint Boyer down in 12th position, but they have got to get him back on the track very quickly.
And you could see the guys that took the wave around, and now they're coming in for their pit stops, and there is Clint Boyer.
Yeah, Mark Martin also. Big break for him.
Yeah, and Boyer's probably coming in because he probably locked those, slid the tires a little bit and wanted to make sure they didn't have that. Kurt Busch also took the wave around last time. He's back on the lead lap now. They've been making some big adjustments on that 2 car.
Yeah, that strategy on the 21 that stayed out on the wave around paid some big dividends as Kurt Busch. They've been working on this car all night, and they finally find themselves, after 158 laps, back on the lead lap here at Atlanta.